What if the strongest warrior in history never fought a single battle? At 5 a.m., while Rome was still asleep, one man rose from his bed, not to admire the sunrise, but to face the enemy that lives within all of us, the mind. That man was Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome and the master of his own thoughts. Every morning before the world demanded anything from him, he demanded discipline from himself. No comfort, no excuses, no distractions. He believed that if you conquer your mind at dawn, you will walk through the chaos of the day like a calm storm. Marcus wasn't born unbreakable. He trained his mind using a secret Stoic ritual at 5 a.m. While others searched for pleasure, he searched for clarity. While others hid from discomfort, he used it as fuel. And that is how one man built unbreakable mental strength that guided an entire empire. Today, you don't need to be an emperor to follow his path. You just need one decision at 5 a.m. The question is, will you wake up and face your mind? Part 1. The Stoic Morning Ritual. Control the mind. Control the day. What if the most powerful emperor in history was also his own greatest enemy? At 5 a.m., while Rome was still asleep, Marcus Aurelius rose from his bed, not to witness the sunrise, not to enjoy peace and comfort, but to confront the only battle that truly matters, the battle within his own mind. Because Marcus believed that if you don't win this battle at dawn, then you have already lost before the day even begins. He didn't start his day with comfort. He started it with a question that cut through the silence like a blade. What kind of day will it be if I let my emotions control me? That one question shaped his destiny, and it might shape yours too. So take a deep breath in and out. Now say it with me. Control the mind. Control the day. While most people wake up and allow the world to dictate how they should feel, Marcus woke up and decided for himself. He understood what modern psychology now confirms. Morning thoughts create emotional inertia, shaping up to 10 hours of your mindset. That's why his mornings weren't about comfort. They were about preparation. Marcus wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." And so while others reached for pleasure, Marcus Aurelius reached for truth. He sat alone at dawn, pen in hand, and wrote his thoughts. These writings became meditations, but they were never meant to be published. They were his private way of staying sane. Modern neuroscience agrees. UCLA researchers discovered that labeling emotions reduces their intensity by up to 40%. Marcus discovered this 2,000 years earlier. Without a lab coat, without research papers, just raw awareness. These pages were not a diary, they were a battle strategy for the mind. A manual for handling fear, anger, anxiety, ego, and doubt. He didn't write for the world. He wrote to earn control of himself. He once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This was not motivation. It was a declaration of war against the mind's resistance. Now close your eyes and imagine this, a ruler of an empire surrounded by chaos, yet sitting alone in silent reflection. No guards, no crown, just ink paper and the endless battlefield of his own thoughts. Because the greatest enemy lives within us. Say it again, observe but do not obey. Take a deep breath, slow, calm. That's what Marcus would do. Now repeat silently. The mind is loud, but I remain still. Studies show that 85% of things people worry about never actually happen. Yet anxiety drains energy long before reality arrives. Marcus understood this deeply, and he wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." That means most suffering is optional. The Stoics knew this. Modern neuroscience confirms it. Marcus didn't merely speak philosophy, he trained with it. Tomorrow at 5 a.m., don't reach for your phone. Reach for your mind. Write this question at the top of a page. What emotions are trying to control me? Then write freely, no judgment, no editing, no fixing. Awareness is enough, because you cannot command what you cannot confront. Do this for 7 days. That's 7 mornings, 7 battles, 7 chances to reclaim your mind. And remember, most people seek comfort, but comfort is the great enemy of growth. Marcus understood something powerful. Discomfort is not pain, it's preparation. Say it with me, don't aim to be perfect, aim to be present. Because presence is power. But Marcus didn't only seek clarity, He understood something deeper, something modern neuroscience confirms. Your mind is being trained every day whether you realize it or not. Neuroscientists call it neuroplasticity. Your brain literally rewires based on what you repeat, which means your future self is being built right now by the thoughts you allow to live. Psychologists found that 95% of the thoughts we have today are the same as yesterday. We are not thinking. We are recycling. We are not awake. We are running scripts. Marcus sensed this. That's why he didn't wait for a breakdown to begin discipline. He wrote to prevent chaos, not to respond to it. He said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Imagine waking up every day wearing a backpack. Inside it, people's opinions, regret, guilt, messages, the need to impress, the fear of failure. You carry them so long you forget they're even there. You call it normal. But one morning you take the backpack off, and only then do you feel how heavy it was. This is what writing at dawn gives you, the power to remove invisible weight. So tonight before bed, try this. Write everything that stressed you today. Circle what you can control. Cross out what you cannot control. Read only what remains slowly. That small list, that is your real life. Everything else was noise. Marcus knew time was short. He wrote, life slips away. Remember to live now. And so he trained daily, not to be perfect, but to be prepared. Because after clarity comes challenge, after peace comes pressure, and after part one comes the question, what if tomorrow goes wrong? Will you panic or will you be ready? The Stoic shield awaits. Let's step into it together. Part two, the Stoic shield. Prepare for pain. What if tomorrow everything goes wrong? What if your plans collapse? What if someone betrays you? What if life hits harder than you expected? Would you panic or would you be ready? Marcus Aurelius believed that true strength is not built during easy days, it is built during preparation. That is why he practiced a powerful Stoic ritual called premeditatio malorum, the pre-thinking of evil. Not to become negative, but to become unbreakable. He wrote, the mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. And then he added one of the most powerful lines in Stoic history, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Say it with me. What stands in my way will become my way. Marcus Aurelius didn't hope for an easy day. He trained for a difficult one. Instead of saying, I hope things go well, he said, if challenges come, I will be ready. He woke up each morning expecting pressure, difficulty, unfairness, and judgment, not to suffer twice, but to suffer less. Because nothing hurts more than what arrives unexpectedly. Surprise is the weapon of chaos. Preparation is the shield of the Stoic. He asked himself, what could go wrong today? What emotions might try to control me? Who might test my patience and my discipline? And then he prepared for every one of them. So when life attacked him, it never caught him by surprise. Modern psychology now confirms what Marcus practiced every morning. Researchers call it defensive pessimism or mental readiness. Studies from the University of California show that people who mentally prepare for difficulty are more confident, more stable, and less likely to fall apart when problems arrive. Here's the truth. Pain hurts more when it is unexpected. But when you expect pain, you are already halfway through it. Say it with me, expect it, endure it, evolve from it. Tomorrow morning after writing your thoughts, do this simple exercise. First, list 3 things that could go wrong today. A rejection, a delay, a difficult conversation, someone being rude. Next, for each one, decide how to respond calmly. No panic, no anger, only strategy. Last, accept that any of them may happen. This doesn't make you negative. It makes you ready. And readiness is freedom. Because nothing can break a person who is already prepared to be broken. Breathe in. Breathe out. Say this softly. If it happens, I am ready. If it doesn't, I am still strong. Let these words settle in your mind. Let them harden into your character. This is the Stoic shield. Marcus Aurelius believed that human strength is not a single quality, but a collection of responses. He recognized that pain arrives in many forms: physical pain, emotional pain, mental confusion, and grief. And each one, he believed, requires its own kind of courage. For physical pain, we must endure. The body is temporary. It will decay, it will change, but the mind must remain steady. For emotional pain, we must examine it, not to be consumed by it, but to observe it as a passing cloud. He wrote today, I escaped anxiety, or no, I discarded it, because it was within me in my own perceptions, not outside. For mental confusion, we must slow down. Clarity is never found in haste. Confusion loses its power when examined calmly. And for loss or grief, Marcus believed acceptance is the highest form of strength. He wrote, loss is nothing more than change, and change is the nature of the universe. Everything changes, everything transforms. Pain to Marcus was never the end of the road. It was simply the turning of a page. And so he asked himself, and he asks you today, is this pain destroying me, or is this pain shaping me? Because the Stoics knew something powerful. It is not the presence of pain that breaks us. It is the belief that it should not be there. Stoicism isn't just ancient wisdom. It lives in people then and now. Admiral James Stockdale, 8 years in a prison camp. He had no idea if he would ever see his family again. But he didn't break. He used Stoic philosophy to endure. He said, I never lost faith in the end of the story. This became known as the Stockdale paradox: face the brutal facts without losing faith. Viktor Frankl, surviving Auschwitz, he lost his family, he lost his freedom, but he did not lose his mind. He wrote, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Malala Yousafzai, shot in the head at age 15. She didn't collapse. She rose and became a voice for millions. She said, we realize the importance of our voice only when we are silenced. Marcus would have nodded in agreement. When difficulty arrives, ask, is this within my control? If yes, act. Is this outside my control? If yes, accept. Does this define me? If no, let it go. Simple, clear, powerful. This is how you protect your mind. Think of one challenge in your life. Right now, say it clearly in your mind. Now ask, how will this make me stronger? Because challenges do not block the road. They are the road. Remember this forever. The obstacle is the way. Say it with strength as if the world is listening. Whatever comes, I will face it. Whatever stays, I will accept it. Nothing controls me unless I consent. Let it echo. Let it become your armor. This is the Stoic shield. Preparation gives you strength, but silence gives you clarity. At 5 a.m., when the world is quiet and your thoughts are loud, a man can finally meet his true self. And Marcus understood that silence is not the absence of noise. It is the presence of meaning. In part 3, we enter the stillness. We uncover the true power of 5 a.m., a time of solitude, awareness, and transformation. Are you ready to meet your mind? Part 3, the power of 5 a.m. silence. It is the most feared place, and yet it is the most powerful one. When the noise fades, when the world is still, when there are no messages, no notifications, no expectations, something rare happens. You finally meet your own mind. This is why Marcus Aurelius woke up at 5 a.m. Not to find comfort, but to find clarity. He believed that silence was not the absence of noise, it was the presence of meaning. Why did Marcus choose this sacred hour? Why not 7 a.m.? Why not midnight? Why not noon? Because 5 a.m. is a window, a quiet gap between the world that was and the world that is about to begin. It is the hour when the world is quiet and your thoughts are loud, when the sun rises slowly, when responsibility hasn't arrived yet, when your phone is silent but your mind speaks. And if you listen, truly listen, it will tell you everything you need to know. Modern neuroscience now proves what Stoics felt with intuition. Studies show that the brain is most capable of deep focused thought within the first 90 minutes after waking. This time window, known as the alpha-theta phase, is when creativity, clarity, and strategic thinking are at their peak. But if you reach for your phone within those 90 minutes, the window closes. You lose the most powerful moment of your day without even knowing it. Marcus never let that happen. He wrote at dawn, when you rise unwillingly, let this thought be present, I am rising to do the work of a human being. This wasn't just about duty. It was about remembering that real life is happening now. Not on your phone, not in yesterday, not in tomorrow, but here in this moment. Marcus used silence as a method, a system, a ritual, not to escape life, but to face it more clearly. Every morning he practiced 3 steps. like a warrior sharpening his sword before battle won. Sit in stillness. No noise, no movement, no distraction, just breath, in and out. Allow thoughts to come. Allow them to go. Do nothing. Just witness. This is not weakness. This is awareness. He wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will always bubble up if you will only dig." 2. Write with honesty. After silence, he wrote, not to impress, not for anyone else, but to see clearly. Sometimes he wrote fears, sometimes hopes, sometimes doubts, sometimes nothing. But he wrote, because the pen does something powerful, it transforms thought into clarity. Modern neuroscience confirms this too. Writing activates the brain's prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for problem solving and emotional regulation. In other words, writing builds emotional control like a muscle. Marcus didn't know brain anatomy, but he knew the truth. Writing is a form of mental training. 3. Direct your mind. Marcus Aurelius did not allow his thoughts to wander aimlessly. He aimed them like an arrow. He focused them like a lens. He guided them deliberately toward clarity and action. He asked himself only 3 questions. What can I control today? What must I accept today? How can I serve rather than complain? With those questions, he aligned his mind. With those questions, he built character. With those questions, he ruled Rome. Put your phone down, straighten your spine, breathe slowly, let your shoulders relax. Now repeat softly, I am not behind. I am not late. I am here, and that is enough. Let the silence carry those words deep inside your mind. This moment is your anchor. This breath is your home. This silence is your strength. Most people avoid silence. They drown it with music, scroll endlessly, talk without thinking, because silence forces us to face something terrifying ourselves. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In silence, you can finally see those colors. And if you do not like what you see, you now have the power to change it. But you must be brave enough to listen. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is healing." Neuroscientists found that just 2 minutes of complete silence can reduce stress levels and lower cortisol more effectively than listening to relaxing music. Why? Because silence activates what psychologists call the default mode network, a brain system responsible for reflection, creativity, and self-discovery. This network is where great ideas are born, where breakthroughs happen, where psychological healing begins. Marcus found this by instinct. Science found it centuries later. He wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free from distractions than your own soul." This wasn't poetry. This was instruction. Set your alarm for 5 a.m. Do not hit snooze. Do not check messages. Do not reach for comfort. Reach for clarity. Here is your morning ritual. Step 1. Sit for 3 minutes of silence. No expectations, no goal, just breath. Step 2. Write freely for 5 minutes. Don't judge. Don't edit. Just let your mind speak. Step 3. Ask 3 questions. What can I control today? What must I accept? How can I serve? Step 4. Carry this mindset into the day, not with pressure, but with quiet determination. Do this for 7 mornings, just 7, and observe. Watch how peaceful your mind becomes. Watch how decisions become clearer. Watch how strength becomes natural. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. There is a voice inside your mind, a voice that is often buried beneath noise, fear, comparison, expectation. But that voice, that quiet voice, knows who you truly are. You must protect it. You must listen to it, because the world will try to silence it. Marcus warned us, if you are ever tempted to look outside for answers, remember that everything you need has already been written within you. That is the power of silence. It gives you back your voice. Sit up straight. Take one deep breath and say this with conviction. At 5 a.m. I meet myself. At 5 a.m. I choose who I become. At 5 a.m. I am free. Let it echo. Let it settle. Let it shape you. What kind of life would you live if you stopped reacting and started preparing? What kind of person would you become if silence became your strength? What if starting tomorrow you woke up at 5 a.m., not to face the world, but to finally meet yourself? Your mind is waiting. And the sun is about to rise. If this message spoke to you, don't let it fade. Moments like this are rare when something inside you whispers, I need this. I'm ready for change. Hold on to that feeling. Do not let it disappear back into the noise of life. Share this video not for views, not for numbers, but because someone out there is silently fighting a battle you know nothing about. Your share may become their turning point. Your decision might become someone else's strength. And if you felt something awaken within you today, subscribe to Making Life Better. Not just to watch more content, but to build more strength. Every sunrise, every challenge, every breath. Because this channel is not about motivation. It is about transformation. It is about building a mind that does not break. When you subscribe, you're not joining an audience. You're joining a tribe of thinkers, of builders, of warriors of the mind. People who don't pretend life is easy, but learn how to rise when it hits hard. Return tomorrow at sunrise and continue this journey. Let it become a ritual. Let it become your edge. Let it become your silent advantage over the doubts that try to hold you back. Because strength is not found. It is not given. It is built in silence through discipline over days, weeks, months, until the mind becomes unshakable. And if today is the day you decide to start building, then let this be your reminder. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need willingness to begin. Your battle begins at 5 a.m. The world will still be asleep, but you will be awake. You will be present. You will be alive, and you will be becoming. Will you answer the call, or will you watch it pass by once again? Take one breath, place your hand on your heart, and say this quietly to yourself, tomorrow I rise. Let that be your promise. Comment just one word that describes how you want to live your life. Unbreakable, calm, disciplined, aware. Drop your word below. Let it echo among thousands. Let it be the first brick of the strength you're building.